Warriors' first touchdown of the year. A 64-yard bomb.
Curry sets, fires, puts it up. Bang! The Warriors are NBA champions again. Swung on, fly ball, deep right field. They've done it again.
So I grew up in Mill Valley, and basically you kind of chose two cities. You either align yourself with the San Francisco Giants and the 49ers, or you align yourself with the Oakland A's and the Raiders. Everything changed in California after World War II, and the West Coast exploded in population. California became the place, the Golden State. All of a sudden, it became a market that was attractive to pro sports because there were people, population was growing, there was land to build stadiums. And so you saw the San Francisco 49ers start in 1946, you saw the San Francisco Giants come from New York in 1958, and then Oakland was next. The 1961, the Oakland Raiders came along. In 1968, the Kansas City A's looked at Oakland and said, well, we're going to move to the Bay Area. It's a big prospect. Even though the Giants are in San Francisco, they can support two teams. So all of a sudden, come 1970, you had the Oakland Raiders at the Oakland Coliseum, you had the Oakland A's at the Oakland Coliseum, and you had the Warriors at the arena. And man, oh man, the next decade was the greatest decade, arguably, that any one community has had in that size of a town. So that's Camelot. That's when all of this connection to these generations of A's, Raiders, and Warriors fans was built, which is why they were so emotionally attached to all these teams all through the 80s and the 90s.
Man, going to an A's, how it felt going to an A's game was amazing, especially on Dollar Wednesdays with those huge tailgates with, you know, live bands, DJs, and just the smell of the grass, the roar of a Wednesday night or Thursday night game, especially when the A's were in the playoffs. It was the most fun atmosphere you could have been a part of.
For me, it was always magical, crossing the bay and going to a Warriors game whenever, and they weren't very good back then, but that arena was always loud and always packed and always energetic. It was magical. I came in very wide-eyed about it, and it just kind of got into my blood immediately. It was just so unfortunate that it kind of all happened so quickly.
In just a few years, Oakland watched three major teams walk away. The first blow came in 2019 when the Warriors crossed the Bay Bridge and moved into Chase Center. In 2020, after years of bouncing between LA and the Bay, the Raiders left for Las Vegas and relocated to a brand new stadium. Finally, in 2024, the Coliseum seats were left empty by the Oakland Athletics.
And then the A's thing is just, unfortunately, they're owned by the worst owner in sports.
Kirsten Keller explains from the Coliseum, the message is simple. The fans aren't the problem, Fisher is.
We forget that where sports started. Sports starts in these playgrounds. Sports starts in playgrounds all across the country, you know, and I think that we forget that it's a game that we love and that is centered around community. And so
collectively, there's something that it just feels a little empty. I don't know what a sports team is if it doesn't have the emotional attachment to its audience.
It's bringing like a plaza in Mexico, right? Plazas bring people together. And these are our plazas, the Coliseum. We just moved ourselves from the A's to the other teams, Roots, Ballers, and Soul, the teams that want to be here.
When we lost the Raiders and the A's and the Roots showed up, it was a blessing for the community, of course, because look at us. There's tailgates everywhere. Everybody's having fun, playing. Like, our community here needs stuff like this.
The team doesn't exist without the fans. The idea that sports teams are rooted in the community, like truly from the community and authentically building a long-term home in Oakland, you only get that done if you have the fans behind you. And so our perspective has been, we're doing this for the community, and the community is made of fans.
And you show love to the Oakland community, and the Oakland community will show you love back. We'll show up in numbers and support.
When we look back at how teams used to be run, we often think of the greed and power held by a single owner or a family. These old ownership structures rarely acknowledged the voice of the fans or considered what the community truly wanted.
One of the things that we said from day one is we wanted to be community-centric and community-owned. So we've launched 2 community investment rounds, and anyone literally with $100 or more could become part of the ownership structure. That's pretty unique.
By allowing fans to become partial owners, they're giving back to the very people who've poured their hearts into the team. They meet monthly with fan supporter groups, giving the community a real, loud voice in decisions that shape both the fan experience and the club's future.
Well, Oakland's in the midst of a giant change in their sports identity. What you see now is these teams that are cropping up, the Oakland Ballers, the Oakland Roots, and you see that fans who go may not be in the biggest numbers, but you see this intense fan base.
We got Bay Area music blasting, we got the grill going, and the Coliseum. The Coliseum is nothing like any other. There's nothing like the Coliseum. There's nothing like the Coliseum. It's just the culture, the culture.